Lacrosse community unexpectedly lost a part of his family when Mark and I passed away after being struck by a car in Tacoma. Mark had been involved with the youth of University Place Lacrosse Club for 11 years, many of them as a coach, where he exhibited his love for the kids and the game every time he stepped on the field. Those who coached with him or against him knew him as a man who always greeted you with a smile and a handshake. Mark was not concerned about the score of the game as long as the kids were having fun. He always honored the game, and his presence will be missed by everyone. Please join us in a moment of silence to commemorate Mark and all that he gave to lacrosse in our area. Thank you.
Which one? Seattle Academy, Kingsway Christian. It's the Knights, the Cardinals, for an exciting Division II Washington State Boys High School Lacrosse Championship. Vancouver, Washington, the Knights coming 2 hours. Seattle Academy, some familiar faces. It's happening right now. Good afternoon, everybody. Scott Oshman joined along with Tony Olney. Hope you enjoyed the national anthem there. And also a moment of silence for Mark Knight, a tragic moment for the lacrosse community, Tony. And I know you've been in the area for many, many years. Sad day.
But you know, the great thing about lacrosse is we're always really a family. It's a great fraternity and sorority. We're all under one umbrella. We love the game, we honor the game, and we honor those that participate in it.
Moving on, I know Mark would want to be here, of course, but tonight, this afternoon, we got a doubleheader for you. First of all, the Division II Boys Lacrosse High School Championship in the white, Kingsway Knights. Kingsway Christian High School, 10-5 overall, 7-1 in the Central South, and in the red, SAS, the Seattle Academy of Arts and Sciences, Seattle Academy Cardinals, 10-3 overall, 6-3 in the Metro League. What's the big keys for this game, Tony?
Well, it's a fascinating competition. Really, this is like an Iron Chef competition. You've got two teams that have to blend together a lot of parts, and they come out to be a fabulous meal. If you look at Kingsway, yeah, the majority of the kids are at Kingsway, but they draw from the entire Vancouver area. You look at the Seattle Academy Cardinals. Last year, half the team was at Nathan Hale, and the other half was at Garfield. So they've been forced through league reallocation of programs to match the WIAA, and they've been forced to blend together. And here, both teams are in the championship. They don't know each other well. I'm very interested to see how this game starts.
They say that the game is on Fuego out west, so let me tell you, Washington State, this is where you want to start right here, and the level of play is outstanding.
And you're going to see this right here. The D2 program only in name. Both these programs have played D1 competition and held their own. Really, it just comes down to numbers and the size of your high school.
in the white again, Kingsway, as the face-off, and we're underway. Seattle Academy going to start off with the ball, goes into the offensive zone, see if they'll strike. There's a shot wide left by Parker Wu, somebody we remember very well from last year's D2 championship.
Yeah, interesting enough, Parker Wu was playing for the Garfield program that ended up getting disbanded. He went to Seattle Academy, and that's where they fed into.
You'll have some familiar. That's a shot and bouncer off goal. Here come the Knights. And the guy, number 23, Brian Pigmore, the captain with the ball. Tell us about him, Tony, an outstanding player.
Yeah, Pigmore's going to have the ball a lot. He's going to face off. He's a ground ball animal. He's going to score. You know, I think the game's really going to be dependent a lot on him and how he performs today.
Coming to you live from Seattle Memorial Stadium, a gorgeous Saturday, May 30th here in Seattle, right in the thick of things, just right around the corner, the iconic Seattle skylight and the Space Needle. The Knights being patient, keeping out top. Try and play at halftime or up when we get a second if there's a timeout. We had a good pregame interview with both coaches.
I'm not surprised by how slow this game is going to start. Both these teams, they just don't know each other. They don't have to play a lot of mutual teams. Matter of fact, the only team they played each this year was the Overlake Owls. Both of them won easily.
Prigmore comes in. He's a junior. He takes a shot, and it's a nice save by Andrew McCall, another name we know very well, Tony. Last year had a tremendous championship outing.
Certainly a most valuable player at Nathan Hale. Now, because he goes to University Prep, he was been assigned to the Seattle Academy program.
See if the long stick can come up with it. Academy now might have numbers, just miss the pass. It's going to be Knight's ball.
Yeah, Seattle Academy, you know, they're a run and gun team. They like to put a lot of rubber on the cage. You see that here, and it looks like Kingsway is going to come out and be very patient.
Just underway here, first quarter action, 2014 Division II championship game. Glad you're with us. Boy, last year we had unbelievable ball game, came down to the last second, and guess who? Will Snyder, who will have his older brother here at the first quarter break to join us.
Yeah, it came down to the last quarter second and a quarter inch.
Yeah. What a move he made as soon as he had the shorty on him. Recognized it and went to goal. First championship for Nathan Hale. Now, as Washington State, again, this game grows. They've lined it up just like the sanctioned high schools, not a WIA sanctioned sport as of yet, but boy, it's coming sooner and sooner, Tony. A fight down the end line there. Nice trail check. Tried to get the rebound. See who comes up with it. Funes, number 20, trying, but it comes up with Kingsway.
You know, Justin Waller, the defender for Kingsway, he's their top guy. He's going to play the number one offensive player on Seattle Academy. Did a super job in stripping that ball on the end line.
19 and Canny. Big Nick there. Evan Ramirez, number 20, on the white. Kingsway Christian High School Knights. Again, slowing down. No score. First quarter, 8:40 left to go in this first quarter. Shots on goal, absolutely, to Seattle Academy. There's a shot on goal by Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez looks like your classic crease guy. He's not going to be anywhere outside of that yellow arc of the soccer field.
Crease roll right there, denied McCall. Good defense. Nathan Swift for the Knights trying to get one in. It's going to be Seattle Academy. There's a call. Was there a call or no? No call.
There might have been a violation or something. I didn't see that. Definitely Kingsway had that backed up.
Speaking of our officials tonight, Tony, who's down there?
You know, Jimmy Franklin's the referee of this game, and if you know anything about Northwest Lacrosse, Jimmy's been around since the 70s, been involved in all aspects of the game, and he's gonna do a good job of letting these guys play.
Phelps in back. Again, having trouble holding on. Turnovers killing the Cardinals so far. Seattle Academy now ground balls 50-50. The Knights come up with it. Pressure in the backfield here. Good defensive play. Lowry. The Knights hanging on.
That's an excellent timeout by Kingsway. They probably would have lost the ball on a turnover because they need to get into an attacking goal area in 30 seconds. They would have run out of time. Good timeout.
Head coach Josh Peck, third year for Kingsway Knights. Tell everybody about, boy, what a resume for head coach Josh Peck for Kingsway.
Yeah, all the coaches involved today have quite a pedigree. Josh Peck was on the 2007 Hopkins team that won the national championship. He was the captain of the 2009 Hopkins team, so he just wasn't on the roster. He was a player. Typical of some of the guys that come out here, he ended up marrying a Northwest girl and made his way out to the Portland, Vancouver area. So obviously Kingsway's got an outstanding head coach. This is his first year as head coach, brought him to the championship.
Timeout here, first quarter, 7:38. Scott Oshman along with Tony Olney, the Washington State Hall of Famer. I want to make sure we remember everything like that. Also doing, you're on boards. I'm just an honor and a privilege to stand here with you, Tony.
Well, thanks, Scott. You're the one carrying the ball. I got the easy job here. Just going to talk about lacrosse.
And we have a doubleheader, so don't go away. Again, we think this one's going to come down to the wire as well. But our Division I championship game, start time for that is 6 p.m. Pacific. That we have some new blood in the game. Issaquah facing Bellevue here for the third consecutive state championship try.
Yeah, and Issaquah and Bellevue obviously know each other very well, but Issaquah hasn't been to the championship since '09, so they're happy to be back. Bellevue, it's pretty much an automatic.
Their only loss of the year by Issaquah. In fact, not only the year, as you get a turnover there. And here comes Lowry as they make some substitutions here and set up for a strike. Haddock, 23 with the ball. Comes back behind Cage. Both teams feeling it out. Had a few shots on goal so far, but nothing has stuck. Bring it out top. Now I want some one-on-one matchups. Finds some room, takes a shot, and we'll talk about number 7 in the goal there. Conrad Littlefield, talk about him.
His name, Littlefield, does not denote his size. He's 6'3". He takes up a lot of that goal.
Coming in the season, a 69% save rate. That is gaudy, Tony Olney.
Anything over 50 is good for a lacrosse goaltender. It's tough to defend that 6x6, so he's had an outstanding year.
Phelps now around, tries a jump ball. The rebound is kicked in by number 11, Riley Johnson, and that'll start the scoring. Seattle Academy up 1-0 here at the 6:32 mark.
Yeah, Riley did a super job there. In our day we call those garbage goals, but they're not garbage at all. That's good hand-eye coordination, controlling that rebound. As a big goaltender, I can already tell that he likes to take up the goal. He gets hit a lot. He's going to give up some rebounds. So Seattle Academy's got to be ready for that, and Riley Johnson was Johnny on the spot.
Sometimes it's where you are, and when you are, and you're in the right place at the right time. A great rebound.
And you remember Riley Johnson last year had an incredible championship for Nathan Hales. So, he brings a championship ring here for the Seattle Academy guys. A lot of them lost 2 years in a row at Garfield.
How many on this squad did you say have championship experience? Was it 6?
6 of them have rings, and the majority of them have played in the championship with Garfield.
Brickman, Sam Brickman for Seattle Academy, again in the dark jerseys if you're just joining us. Kingsway comes up with it though in the midfield, and they'll head down. Getting some love in there as he comes down the near side by Phelps.
Yeah, the officials are going to let these kids play today. This is a championship. They want to stay out of the way, and they always do a good job of that.
24, Mikey Johnson, not the ball. Now Pigmore has it out front, but Mikey Johnson, again, 24 points, 16 through the pipes this season. Kingsway from Vancouver, Washington area, about 2.5 hours, depending on traffic, right, Tony?
Yeah.
2.5 hours. This is a road trip for the Knights. Coming down, now the middle of the field, try to low. That's wide right. Swift with a shot. Are they trying to get some interior? Are they trying to get some movement here on offense for the Knights, Tony?
Well, it's interesting. The offense that the Knights are playing is a 2-2-2, which you saw right there opens up a lot of room for your midfielders. I think it's going to be a challenge for Seattle Academy. You don't see a 2-2-2 in a high school very often, just because the passing lanes and the passes are so long. They're difficult to execute, but it gives your Dodgers a lot of room.
Creeping inside, right on the doorstep, goes high. Frustrated Nathan Swift.
Wow, that's not good for Seattle Academy. That's Andrew McCall right there. He went down. Don't know if he twisted a knee or he's grabbing down his lower leg. That's not good news for Seattle Academy.
McCall, just tremendous last year, right down to the wire, especially the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you never want to see an injury in a game like this, but your goaltender is the first guy on the bus, the first guy off the bus,
Yep.
and that's one person you can't afford to have go out of this game this early.
Trainers out there. First quarter, 1-0 so far. 3 more quarters left here. You caught the beginning, the pregame. Want to mention Liberty High School color guard as you see the crowd happy that McCall looks like he's going to be all right, limping a little, Tony. The color guard, again, Joseph and the gang up going to the Navy. Again, really we've got to talk to the kids from Renton Issaquah School District, but Liberty High School color guard there leading our national anthem. Just what an example of great kids.
Yeah, and it's cool to see the high school kids, honoring our game like that, honoring our country, and, it really adds a nice flavor and legitimacy to this championship game here.
As we reset here, we'll look for the goalie. You'll see who we're going to come into.
Goal for Seattle Academy, number 27, Jake Green.
Jake Green is going to step in.
This is a real difficult situation to come in. Now, you've warmed up and expecting to be the second string goaltender, expecting probably not to see the field, and now you're called upon early in the game to come in. You're going to be a little cold, a little unexpected, but just like a backup quarterback, you got to take the approach that you're going to be in the game at any moment and have that mentality.
Very tough, and we want to make sure we talk about the officials here today. The Washington Lacrosse Officials Association, WALOA, boy, they've been doing it, and they do a phenomenal job. They've worked MCLA Division I college. They do a great job at the youth level and training. You've been around this game in this area for many, many years. Just tremendous effort and work and consistency.
Yeah, and lacrosse is a very difficult game to officiate. Typically, in a standard game, you're only two guys working together. That's it. Here in the championship, you've got Keith McPhee, a legend of officiating as a chief bench official. You don't have to worry about that. You're working a 3-man crew here, but typically it's just 2 guys. You got 4 eyes trying to manage 20 players. And you got to be physically fit to do the game as well.
Well, I had a very brief stint doing high school girls lacrosse, and I can tell you that was not easy. Stressful, Tony.
It is stressful.
You want to get it right. These guys want to get it right. After the injury, McCall, the goalie, again limping off. Green in goal for Seattle Academy. 1-0 here. First quarter action, Division II boys state championship game. 23, Brian Prigmore. Looking for an angle, looking for an alley. Tries to find Johnson. Goes out of bounds, another turnover. Not a good possession for the Knights.
Well, you certainly see what Kingsway wants to do. They're either in a 3-1-2 or they're in a 2-2-2. They want to have big alleys. They want to dodge, and then if they feel a double coming, looks like Ramirez is going to anchor himself on top of that crease, looking for the easy dump and goal.
The defenders never get as much pub. Nice trail check by right there. Can they make it count? Tremendous effort right there. Kingsway coming up with it. Ramirez. So they'll get one more opportunity. Prigmore, the quarterback, if you will, of this Kingsway Knights offense. On the left side. Riley Johnson defending him for a minute. Ball comes back on the near side, back out. So many exciting things happening in the state of Washington for lacrosse. Again, the reconfiguration of the leagues this year, Tony. Schools. There's a nice alley. What a stop by the new goalie, Green. That was one-on-one.
And that's what you want right there as a new goalie. Just get that first save. Now the nerves are taken care of. You got some confidence. He really held his pipe well on that, forced the attackman to make a tough angle shot.
Isaiah Pratt, number 11. Boy, he had an opportunity to even this up. 1-0 Seattle Academy on top, and they're going to call that Seattle Academy ball. Just a unforced error.
Yeah, just bad pass.
The attacking, they shot, goal! Tommy Haddock rings it up, Tony.
Yeah, Haddock, he played another instrumental role last year in getting Nathan Hale that championship. That's a soft goal right there. I got to be honest with you. Haddock, I mean, he's 17 yards out on a bounce shot. So I don't know. The conditions seem fine. I don't know. The visibility seems fine. The shadows of the goalie's back. He just misplayed that one.
Transition D, an early issue here for Kingsway. As you said, Seattle Academy, they like to run and gun. And if you don't protect yourself, there's going to be problems. 2-0 Seattle Academy. Arts and Science. SAS is on the back of their jerseys. And they have a 2-0 and they have a lead. Is there a call there on the faceoff? Now some patience here. Briefly, right? Cargus with the ball, number 24. Hayden Trent trying to get a takeaway. There's a step down and a save by Littlefield. Montana Reed tried to add one here. The Knights trying to get something going. Wasn't able to get into that shot.
Yeah, that's too early in the offense. That's a force right there.
They've been trying to be patient. That is their game. The Cardinals trying to add on. 2-0. Still just a minute 40 left in this first quarter Division II championship. Now back out front. Parker Wu with the ball. He's been here many times. He's been here before. Takes a shot and a nice save again by Littlefield. Littlefield coming in 7-1, had 17 saves versus Glencoe on 26 shots.
Yeah, I'm impressed with how quick he is to get down. The scouting report, obviously, in a tall goaltender is to shoot low, but other than the one mistake, he's played real solid on the low shots.
Tried to clear, thought he did have it. Cardinals back the other way. Toss up now. Swift comes up with it, but he is getting doubled. Oh, hatchet.
They're going to let him play.
He's got numbers. Shakes and bakes. Now he doesn't like it as Seattle Academy retreats. Here's Prigmore. Seconds left now. And that is the end of the first quarter. Quarter number one, Seattle Academy with a 2-0 lead. A shot by Riley Johnson and Tommy Haddock. We'll take a second right here and we will talk to a lacrosse Seattle legend, Mr. Snyder, one of the many Snyders, Drew Snyder, with Tony only in just a second.
What do you want me to do? 2.5? Cool. Oh, so that was what you were doing.
Hey, gentlemen. Good. How you doing? Good. We're gonna go see Tony right over there. Scott, I'm sounding good. Okay.
Test, test.
Good to go? All right, good. I'm joined here with O'Day head coach Drew Snyder. Drew, your resume is too long to go on, but we want to get to a few different things. One is you're very familiar with a lot of these kids in your field. Tell me how you work with the kids in the area and the guys you know down in the field right now.
Yeah, I know a lot of them. Just being part, I grew up here, obviously. My dad's a big part of Washington Lacrosse, and just kind of in my blood. So I had the pleasure to coach probably half of these guys out here on the SAS team last year with Nathan Hale, and I'm proud of them right now. They're up 2-0, so hopefully they can keep it going.
Now, Drew, you got a lot of exciting things going on in your life, not only being named the head coach at O'Day. You won a championship last year at Nathan Hale. You're on the Denver Outlaws. You're making a check in lacrosse. Who does that? And you played at Maryland, and you have an opportunity for the world team. Tell us about your world team involvement.
Yeah, so it's a long process. The tryouts started the end of last MLL season, and we're kind of wrapping things up here. We're down to 30 men, and they still have to make 7 more cuts down to 23. And we have one more training camp at the All-Star break here coming up soon. So kind of getting ready for that, and just kind of want to get at. I feel like it's kind of looming in the distance. I just kind of want to get after it,
Well, and let's just talk about your history here. You're a homegrown product,
Yep.
right? You've done a fabulous job. It was one thing, we've had a few guys went ahead of you in a D1 lacrosse, but they didn't see the field much. You went into D1 lacrosse and you played. You played a significant role. Yeah. A significant role and one of the best hidden ball tricks ever played at the University of Maryland. But I want you to go back to your days at Queen Anne and at Garfield and talk about just the growth of lacrosse just in your lifetime here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's been since I can remember. We played the same teams over and over when I was growing up, and now I don't even know how many teams there are. So you got to nod your head to all the guys that have come back, gone east and kind of helped the sport grow over here. And you see it with the youth numbers; they're increasing dramatically. So I couldn't be more proud of the area. And Seattle, kind of has a pipeline now. They're sending guys to play D1 and D3. So it's I couldn't be more happy with this Seattle Lacrosse.
Well, yeah, tell me about lacrosse as a pathway to higher education. You use lacrosse as a way to pave your way to the University of Maryland. Just talk about the opportunity these kids have now that we're getting lacrosse into the high schools under athletic directors as varsity sports, how this is a pathway to the next step in your life.
Yeah, I mean, you see it all the time as athletes. Not many of them go pro, and education's first and foremost the most important thing. And it was, for me, it was a great thing. Got me over to the East Coast and in the great school of University of Maryland. And it's another avenue for these guys. I feel like football and basketball and baseball are the main sports right now. And not everyone can get a scholarship in those sports. And lacrosse is another avenue to get to a college, get a degree, and go on in life.
Now you're coaching at your alma mater, O'Day, and you got a Monty Kohler who's a real traditional type of athletic director. And when I figured when even he adopted lacrosse has arrived. Tell me about your experience as a first-year coach at O'Day.
It's such an honor to be the first inaugural coach there. I was very proud of my guys this season, and it's our first year, and we probably had half the guys played and half the guys didn't play before, and it was a learning experience, and O'Day has been so supportive. Principal Mr. Walker is a lacrosse guy himself, and Monty's been great. He's done anything I've asked, and at the beginning I had no clue what I was doing. It's the first time I was a head coach and running the program, and my parents are very supportive, so a very good experience overall this year.
Great, Drew. Thanks for joining us. Hope you can stay for a little bit of the second quarter. Let's get back to the action with Scott.
Thank you very much, Tony, Drew. It's just so cool. One of the guys who was here in the beginning is one of the little juniors. He'll come up here maybe in the booth and talk a little bit more about what he's seeing. Put his coaching hat on a little bit. And we saw a couple shots here. Seattle Academy still with possession. Littlefield with a nice stop on a shot by Haddock. They curl around. There's another try. Again, Parker Wu wants one. We're joined here in the booth by Drew Snyder. Again, we're talking last year, got to see a thriller, the D2 championship, Nathan Hale Garfield.
That was a fun one.
So what's going on here a second? You know, Seattle Academy, again, they want to be fast. Talk a little about Kingsway. Again, their offense having trouble here in the early going in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're taking a little possession here. Good dodge from behind, looking for feed in front. Their goalie, Andrew McCall, great goalie, just went down with a little injury, so they might be holding the ball just a little bit, trying to give him a little breather and get his legs underneath him.
Think he'll be back?
Yeah, I think he just went back in the game here, so.
Okay, is he back on the other side? Okay, there he is. He had a tremendous game last year. We've been talking about that as well.
Yeah.
I know he talked to Tony about just the level of play, the skills. Obviously, you know, things take time, patience.
Yeah.
You see the stick work. You see the understanding of the game. A little shovel, denied.
Yeah, credit to both these teams. These guys put a lot of time in during the season, and you know that's happy. I'm glad that they're here, and I'm sure that they're working hard, trying to make it pay off now here.
McCall, yes, is back in goal, as Drew was mentioning. And how cool is it for you? A kid, you know, you grew up when nobody said, "What the heck is that? What's that in your hand there?"
Yeah.
Seattle, to see Kingsway Christian from Vancouver, Washington, 2.5 hours away, to see Tri-Cities, to see Spokane.
Yeah, the game has grown. I mean, in front of my eyes, really growing up, it was a very small sport in the Seattle area, and now, I mean, look, Vancouver, Washington, you never think, but here they are in the state championship.
And you've got now a reconfiguration, least or less club teams now in the area. Now everybody's associated with a high school. They try and come in, trying to get on the board, but McCall back in the circle will clear it. Also, again, high schools now playing lacrosse for your high school. Okay, and offsides.
The refs didn't catch it.
You want to yell? See, you're the coach, and he wants to go out and.
Goal here. Oh.
There's a shot.
Got to back it up though.
And a miss there, Phelps.
Tough break.
But playing lacrosse for your high school, that's got to be something fun to watch.
Yeah. It's. I wish. I mean, I'm coaching O'Day now. I went to O'Day. We didn't have a team. When I was playing, I had to play for Garfield. But this SAS team is made up of SAS and University Prep, which is a little more north, and the coaching staff there, Scott Pattison and Ben York, have done a great job. Randy Wu, Matt Dupuis, they're doing a great job with the SAS team, and Kingsway's coaches as well. I mean, they have some experience in the college level, and their teams are kind of showing that right now. Two well-coached teams.
The night crowd, they're just looking for something
Gotta get on the board here.
to get excited about. Drew Snyder with us again here. Very, what a treat here to have you at 7:35 here in the second quarter. Seattle Academy, the Cardinals up 2-0. There's a shot and a good save by McCall as Brian trying to get his team back in. And again, 2-0, that's nothing.
McCall is, I think, not single-handedly, but he had a big part, numbers on the backside. Goal.
Big! Wind up and let it rip! Aiden Lowry makes it a 3-0 lead. Drew, it has been fantastic. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for everything you've done for the game in the state of Washington, the Seattle area, and continued success to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Drew, the family kind of one of the first families or so of Seattle lacrosse, boys lacrosse.
Yeah, I started in my high school career playing with his dad, Chris Snyder. I remember when Drew was in diapers on the sideline and coming up through the middle school programs and on to high school. Coached against him when he was at Garfield. I was coaching at Lakeside. Epic battles against Sean Whitsitt. But just a great kid, just a great representative of the game here in the Pacific Northwest. And, he paved the way to show the guys from the Pacific Northwest can play the Division I game, not just be on a team, but actually be on the field.
And he's got again more and more every year. He's getting friends, Seattleites, venturing out into big time college, D1, D2, D3, ending. They're going to be professional MLL, NLL players. So the evolution is now. It's happening.
Yeah, and his teammate Landon Carr, out of the Curtis program, he's playing for the Outlaws. Had a great career at Maryland.
You saw Denver. There's a shot. Back out. Kingsway Knights just trying to get a rhythm. I don't feel like they've had just the best opportunity. They're trying to be patient, but they haven't made that extra pass.
Yeah, they just seem tight, and their execution is not as fine right now as Seattle Academy. Seattle Academy's riding really well, and that's one thing you're gonna show a chink in your armor, if you're not able to clear the ball.
Andrew McCall back in net for Seattle Academy.
Hearing Andrew McCall back in net, glad he's okay. I'm sure Mr. Green's probably thankful that he's not in there and that McCall's okay.
I think he just more than anything probably just scared himself a little bit on that.
Back behind now, Swift and White. There's a big rip
McCall with the save.
with Ramirez, but McCall just sturdy. Errant pass in the midfield. Knights back, another chance. Seattle Academy doing everything right. Turnovers, though, they've had some mishaps in the midfield. On the far side, go ahead, Tony.
Well, if Kingsway is going to get back in this game, they got to improve the quality of their shots. They're getting shots, but they need to improve the quality of them. They're hitting the goalie in the stick. Pretty weak bounce shots coming in there. They need to get a little closer in with some velocity to beat McCall.
They're going behind cage now, goal line extended. Swift will try it. Round the horn, tough angle, great D. Ramirez fights his way and gets the ball back though. Prigmore with the ball up top. Now he draws a double, tries to dish. Good shot, nice lane available there for Ankeny, and can he? McCall, how do you get around McCall, Tony? If you're coaching against him, how do you get him uncomfortable?
Well, you want to always say the positive of your kids. What Kingsway's doing is that they're throwing it in a stick. So you got to look at net. We got to get some hard bounce shots, get some quality shots. But I want my kids focused on the net. I don't care about the goalie. Shoot to the net.
Second quarter, Division II state championship game. 3:59 left in this second quarter. Still plenty of time. A ball game, 3-0 is nothing in the game of lacrosse. That's what makes it so exciting.
No, you get together a couple wins on the face-off. I say it every broadcast, lacrosse is a make-it-take-it sport. You got a face-off guy, you can score and get the ball right back.
Being tested now, Josh Emmy, number 3, defending. There's a shot way wide. Good hustle, though, by the Cardinals. David Funes, number 20, throwing around. Get it out top. Trying to extend the defense to make some one-on-one dodges. Somewhat efficient on offense, Seattle Academy. Again, kind of an ensemble of different parts throughout the city. University Prep. There's a shot, a good looking save again. Now I feel like Littlefield's starting to get the rhythm and feel it. You see it, you save it, right?
Right, you see it, you save it. He's just impressive for a big kid like that being that quick between his legs.
substitutions. Boy, Brian is trying to make things happen. There's a good look in the middle. Shot and a score. Get him on the board. Number 19, Nick and Canny, the junior.
And that's working there for a quality shot, an assisted goal. Nathan Swift with the nice assist there, and that's how you're going to beat, the goaltender on that. That's a 5-yard shot, bounce down low. That's how you're going to break the ice now. Now that we got one in, let's see if Prigmore can come up with a face-off here. Get yourself right back in the game.
Kingsway Knights, Josh Peck, the head coach, 3rd year. Coming in, first-year coach Scott Pattison. Right there, good defensive move by Wallers. Wallers with the ball.
Yeah, unfortunate for Seattle Academy. Parker Wu does a great job of getting that face-off, but then just tries to force a pass in the middle, and maybe should have just taken it down the wing and settled things down.
Again, for the Knights, Kingsway in the white again. Mikey Johnson, 24, and number 23, Brian Prigmore. They've got to get those two involved here in their offense, Tony, don't they?
Yeah, and, the Seattle Academy, 17, Sam Brickman's doing a great job right now. Looks like he's drawn the assignment to shut down Prigmore.
Now they'll take an angle from the right, looking for a lane. Tries to dish, good cut to Johnson. But the delivery was off a little bit, and it'll be Seattle Academy ball.
Nice view of the umpire Avery Harkin there, and Conrad Hughes is our field judge. They've done a tremendous job so far. No flags. They're just letting the boys play.
Quick game so far. 1:42 left to go in this second quarter. Knights got on the board here. Sass working the way on the right side. Now they'll back up top around the carousel. Sunny, gorgeous. It's almost like a summer day in Seattle. Roll dodge here. Keeps in. Good stop by Littlefield. He's been impressive in this second quarter. Now a 50-50 ball. Who's got it? And he'll get it back to Littlefield in his house. He'll clear it. Not much time left, under a minute. See if they can get a shot off.
Good timeout.
And a good timeout.
Now, if I'm Seattle Academy right now in Littlefield, I'm still going to keep hammering that ball down low because he's given up some rebounds. That was a nice job by Kingsway cleaning that up, but let's still be working him low.
Another exciting moment here for lacrosse fans in the state of Washington. If you don't live here, come on in town. October 18, the Seatown Classic. It's the men's U.S. national team versus the University of Notre Dame. And boy, they got close. Got to tell you, I was rooting for them to break it up. October 18th at the Starfire Sports facility, which is a tremendous place down in Tukwila. 5 p.m. October 18th. Here, right, 2014, the U.S. national team and Notre Dame. For more information, tickets go to seatownclassic.org, seatownclassic.org.
That's an amazing get for our chapter. Talk about a healthy chapter. So U.S. Lacrosse is the umbrella organization for all lacrosse, and underneath that you have several regional chapters. And the Washington chapter is one of the most healthy chapters in the nation. And to get, first of all, to get Notre Dame to come out here, an incredible job. Coach Corrigan started that program 27, 28 years ago, built it up to a tremendous D1 program. And then to have the U.S. World Team. They'll be coming off hopefully another championship in Denver in mid-July, and have them to have a chance to come out to Seattle to see the absolute best of the best in lacrosse. It's going to be amazing.
Tony, you'll be out in Denver, I hear. You're gonna lace them up.
Oh, I am. We'll see. We'll see. We're I don't want to say what age group we're in, but we're in the we're in the Masters category.
Is that going to be streamed? I'd like to see that.
A very slow running stream, that's for sure.
No high-speed internet. There's a try. Prigmore now. Looks like Brian's getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, I tell you what, Sam Brickman's doing an outstanding job. And talking to the coaching staff, he's really the unsung hero of the Cardinals.
Swift likes it. But that gets it up. That was Ramirez. And all of a sudden, Kingsway Christian High School, the Knights are feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, nice job by Ramirez ripping that corner. Again, that's a quality shot. That's a 7-8 yard shot off the feed. You got the second assist by Swift, so they're starting to run that through him. He's finding the open guy. You know, Ramirez has a nice lacrosse background. His dad, Julio, he played back in the day at Western, was a good little lacrosse player. I think his son's much bigger than he is. He's a big boy down there. Look at him. He's solid.
He is. He is sturdy. Ramirez doing it all season long. 22 goals, 11 assists. Had 4 points in the playoff game as that ends the second quarter after 1 half. That's a huge goal by Kingsway, now just down 1 goal. Stay right here for halftime. Seattle Academy 3, Kingsway 2, our Division II Washington State High School Boys Lacrosse State Championship rolls on. We'll have Dave Lowe, the outgoing U.S. President of U.S. Lacrosse Washington Chapter, right after this. Time we get the chance to talk to you, Dave, give us again kind of the state of the union right now. So many exciting things happen again. The numbers keep growing, the configuration of aligning yourself with the high schools. Give us the highlights here from 2014.
Well, I think the highlights continue to be our growth. We get numbers back from U.S. Lacrosse National. We're over 10,000 people playing the sport in the state of Washington. Over 4,000 girls and boys playing at the high school level. So, those are some of our big highlights. Something is always important. This year, we've got high school boys teams that are part of the high school league east of the mountains, the Tri-Cities, all the way over to Spokane. We've got teams down south in the Vancouver area. So we really are touching all parts of the state, which is really exciting.
Some great showcases of the progress, having Kingsway here from Vancouver, 2.5 hours away south here, right, parts of the state. The girls high school championship, again, you had Issaquah here. Finally, the first time in many, many years, you'll have a new person on the plaque, right, on the trophy for them. So, lacrosse is growing. They say about out west, you're even saying at collegiate level. It's here, it's happening. So what's next? I think everybody really wants to know. Enough about lacrosse. What's next for you?
What's next for me? I'm happy to be moving back to Portland, Maine back to the East Coast where I'm from, so being a little closer to family. But what's next for lacrosse is, we've got a really exciting matchup this fall, the Seatown Classic, Notre Dame and the U.S. national team. I'm very excited about that happening. So we got a lot of exciting things coming up for Washington lacrosse. So.
You going to come back for that one?
I wouldn't miss it. I'll be here October 18th. So.
Well, I think I speak for everybody in this game around here. Thank you so much for all you've done for this sport in the state of Washington. Best of luck, and we hope to see you many more times. But stay tuned, Division II. This thing's not even close to over. We're at halftime, 3-2 Seattle Academy. Second half coming up right after this.
each other very well, and they're trying to figure out how their game fits into what your opponent's doing. Sass has to continue just to push. They want to play an up and down game, and I think Kingsway is going to continually try to lull them to sleep and work their offense that runs through their midfield.
And again, they get the face-off. Seattle Academy, first half, 19 shots. Kingsway with 12. As the Cardinals on attack again. Oh, right there. Middle of the field, good shot. Like the pipe.
Yeah, Carcass rang the bell there.
Yep.
And Andrew Cargas is the last remnant of the Garfield program. He's a senior this year, so per rules, he was allowed to stay with the Seattle Academy kids.
Wu now on the left side, tries to reach around. Good hustle play, gives it right back to Wu. Wu tries it, but Littlefield's there. And we'll see if they can clear, and they cannot. That was an issue on the first half.
Just lack of patience. Turn around and run back towards your end line.
Back out front now, Cargas. One-on-one. Weaves in, got some room right there though is Littlefield with a big stop.
And I've seen since early in the first quarter, Littlefield is really stepping out big and using his size. You can see why he has so many saves.
Ground balls so important. Seattle Academy, we've got a hurt
they'll blow it right
Kingsway
there.
Player, the Knights.
Yeah, they'll wait for possession, then they'll blow the whistle.
Looks like an ankle. Trying to get a number.
It's it.
21.
Hunter Kofer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hunter Kofer, he's a freshman. Already, if you're just joining us, the first half was...
Yeah, I think he twisted that.
Yeah, it looks like he did. We've first half, again, the great goalie Andrew McCall went out for a small time with an injury. So he's still limping around, but he's back in there again. Tony talking about he's not much of a runner.
No, he's a good goalie that likes to stay inside his crease. I saw him, coming off at halftime, and he was limping severely. But they got a nice big wrap on his leg. He's not coming out.
No,
there's no way.
This is a big time, baby. This is a title.
You're not coming out.
He liked what happened last year. He likes the feeling. The Knights in white from the Vancouver, Washington area. Legit. Again, 2012, they beat Issaquah, who's in the D1 title game coming up at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And last year, they lost to Eastside Catholic, who could have been here in the D1 game, just losing, by inches and seconds to Bellevue and Mr. Hale. Knights slow, methodical. Brian Prigmore, number 23. He's their big gun. 20 goals on the season, 24 assists. Him and 24, Mikey Johnson, trying to lead the way for the Knights. Great having Drew Snyder.
Yeah, he's just he's a good kid, good player, and just good for our game.
Swift now tries. Little bouncer by Ramirez, who got one late in the first half. Up for grabs. Big check there. Trying to clear the area.
And there's where McCall's injury hurt him. He would have chased after that one, but he can't get out of that crease.
Johnson thinks about it. Gets it back out to Brian. Two-man game here, looking at matchups. Get it out left, pull it back. Prigmore, the quarterback, the general. As they go back around the horn again.
You don't see this much in the high school game, but it's interesting how slowly Kingsway's playing if we don't start putting on a stall.
Right. Great dish though, inside, a beauty. Mikey Johnson with an outstanding reception and goal.
You know, and just as I say that, they take it right to the goal. The adjustment I see Kingsway making is they're staying with their normal offense, which is either that 2-2-2 or the 3-1-2. But now Prigmore's taking it more down the alley. He's going to cause the SAS defense to have to rotate around from side to side instead of from top to bottom. And by doing that, it really opened up that shot for Johnson to pop on top of the crease.
7:58 in the third quarter. We are all tied up at 3, a low-scoring affair. Something tells me this could heat up a little bit. Who's going to force the other to play their game? Again, Wu doing a great job. Can't hang on, though. That's happened a few times.
Yeah, they're trying to mix it up on Wu there. They put in a long stick held on that face-off, and Wu beat him cleanly, but again, turned the ball over.
Prigmore now on the attack once again, tying it up. They were down 2-0 in the first quarter, slowly eking their way back into this state championship game.
But Kingsway just lulls you to sleep. They really do, which strategically is good so far.
Brian now looks, gets a move. Good save there by McCall.
You know, in an error there, you ended up having Riley Johnson playing him, and they want to get that long stick on Prigmore every time. They want Brickman on him.
Swift coming now for the Knights. He finds Ramirez! Pay dirt! Evan Ramirez with his second on my tally of the game. Swift with the assist.
You know, again, and you see them now, they're starting to get the ball down in the alley. They're not attacking from top to bottom. They're going to start attacking from side to side. SAS is going to have to make that adjustment. There's just too many layups. McCall can't, you know, you can't save everything, and you're not going to save layups in this game. You know, I played with a legendary goaltender, Hugh Barber, and he's the only guy I ever saw that can make consistent saves on layups. There's not many of them around.
Creating some spaces there and finding those creases on the off-ball moves, and that's what's creating problems for McCall. And I think his injury is probably playing a little bit more of a role than we think.
I agree with you.
Still 50-50. Seattle Academy does come up with this one. Now they'll control the ball. First time they've been down in this championship game, had a 2-0 lead. Third quarter, 6:29 left to go. It has been all Kingsway Christian High School Knights here in the second half so far, still early. Phelps behind the cage. Now instructions going. Good check there, loses it momentarily, gets it back. Funes, though, it's going to stay, and Funes looks like he's hopping.
Yeah, a little loose ball push there. Dispossession.
Get it back out top, Cargus. Right side, trying to find the alley, getting pushed. No call.
Not in a championship game, you're not going to call that.
Phelps. Around the crease, doesn't like it. Good defense there by the long stick. He wants it, he's going to take it. Looks like it was caught up before it even got to Littlefield. Cargus with the shot. Substitutions now for both teams as we get into the other side. And there's a call, and it's going to go Knights' way.
They're offsides. They had 7 guys in their offensive end, 3 in the D. You always need to have 4 guys in your defensive end. That's a bad mistake there, and that came in the substitution too. So I put that one on the coaches right there. They needed to count the house.
Josh Peck, the head coach for the Knights, his staff. Down by 1 goal now. Seattle Academy getting it out front. They seem like they like to take it from in front of the goal and not so much dishing it from the back of the goal for SAS.
Yeah, well, you got Johnson and Wu. They're good dodgers from up top.
Tommy Haddock with one, and there's whistles everywhere. Knights like it. What was that call?
I think that was probably an illegal screen right in there on that small little pick. Just like basketball, you got to stand straight up and down. You can't move.
The Knights with the ball one more time.
Warding call against Seattle Academy.
It's a warding call, they're saying, over the PA.
Yeah, you have to. When you have the ball, you have to keep your free hand still. You can't push the defender's stick away.
Mikey Johnson on the far side now, flipping it out to Ankani, who had a goal in the first half. Definitely switched the mojo here. Seattle Academy all the way first quarter, and then midway through the second, all of a sudden the Knights came alive.
There's the illegal screen. That was just I saw the future there.
There you go. Oh no, but big turnover. Can they catch him off guard? They're going to stay patient, settled offense.
And Hunter Kofer with the Indian pickup, with the long pole. That was an amazing ground ball. There's just not that many possessions left for the Cardinals. The way the Knights are just slowing this game down. It's odd with just 3 minutes left. I can see Kingsway taking it all the way down to the end of the quarter before they get a shot off.
Now on the far side, bring it back behind to Swift. Swift with 13 goals, 33 ground balls this season. Had a nice playoff run as well. And there's going to be called.
Yeah, they're going to call him for warding off again.
Costly mistake when you have possession.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. If I was Swift, I'd be a little upset because Lowry was up pretty high on his or Schoenfeld was up pretty high on his shoulder there. I don't know if that should have been a ward or just let him play.
Johnson going for Wu, not there. Emmy for Knights Way to pick it up. He gets it to Trant, who gets it back down in the offensive zone. Ramirez is a big kid.
Yeah, he looks like he's solid both right and left-handed.
There's a shot and a goal! Finally, Brian Prigmore gets into it. Had an assist in his first goal of this championship game. And all of a sudden, Tony Olney, Kingsway Knights up by 2.
Right, we got a timeout for Seattle Academy, and it's interesting. How can you say that a 2-goal game is getting away from you? But I really sense that a 2-goal game is getting away from them. Seattle Academy wins all these face-offs, but they're unable to control the ball, get off a good shot, and then Kingsway just grinds it down and scores.
If you're the head coach of the Seattle Academy again, Scott Pattison, how concerned are you about your goalie, and do you make a switch at this time?
It's interesting. He wasn't able to chase that ball that was just a few yards outside the crease. That shot, he's a right-handed goalie, went over his left shoulder, didn't have a lot of velocity on it. I don't know if he's starting to get his head thinking about his legs now, and you don't want that as a goaltender. You don't want to have that, to have to change the way you're playing your position, to change the way you're attacking that ball.
Prigmore, though, he wasn't cheated there. That was a heck of a bullet.
Well, and you're talking a young man who scored, what's he got here? 44 points on the season. So, he can put the ball away. He scored a few.
5 goals in the playoffs. The midfielder, the junior, Brian Prigmore, one of the captains for this Kingsway Knights. Team in white.
It'll be interesting to see on this face-off. The last couple of times, Justin Held's been out there for Kingsway facing off with a long pole. One of the reasons you do that is you got Parker Woomer in all these face-offs. At least you got a long pole on him to lay some checks down. You're almost conceding the initial win, and you want to pick it up on the loose ball coming out of the face-off X. They're going back to Prigmore, though.
Sass has to take care of the rock, though, Tony. Some unforced turnovers coming back to bite him here in the second half especially. Another exciting thing, the WIAA petition now is out. Go to WashingtonHSLAX.com and sign on the WIAA petition to make this unbelievable, gorgeous sport a sanctioned high school sport in the state of Washington. WashingtonHSLax.com. Big ground ball skirmish. Seattle Academy, now you kind of feel the pressure. I can almost feel it in the stadium a little bit. Big check there up from Trent. There goes the flag.
Yeah, Trent's going to get a cross check. He was high.
A shot, that'll give him an opportunity to implement the foul, and there it is, the push.
Yeah, that's a good call by Hughes. You know, you want to let him play, but right there, you're throwing the stick up around the neck and the ear hole. Plus, the defender doesn't really see it coming. And the point of emphasis in lacrosse in the last few years is, yeah, you can hit people, you can whack them, but you got to give them an opportunity to see it coming before you do it. The days of the blindside takeout checks, they're pretty much over.
Talking about the level of play, our Division II championship game, 5-3. Kingsway on top right now. Stay tuned, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I got a good feeling about that game. Bellevue, Issaquah. They have been playing close in their regular season game. Issaquah handing them their first loss within, what, is that 2 years almost or more?
At Bellevue. You know.
At Bellevue, right, at Bellevue.
Bellevue hasn't lost a regular season game at Bellevue in 4 years.
Sure you stay tuned for that. Comes around, now has an open play left side. Great stop by Littlefield again. Conrad Littlefield carrying this team on his back.
Oh, the Kingsway bench is going crazy. That's a huge save. Right at the doorstep.
Tried to go low through the wickets, and Conrad said, no, not today.
I'm guessing on that 6'3" frame, there's got to be a size 14 triple E there,
Yeah.
and he used all that foot width. But again, another turnover. Kingsway's got to hold on to the ball if they expect to win this game.
How many times? There's another one right in his net. Had to have his dancing shoes on a little bit for that last stop. Clearing has been an issue as well. That one again, trying to go for a 40, 50-yard pass isn't the way you want to keep the ball.
You see that successful in D1 lacrosse. You're not going to see it successful in high school lacrosse. That's just too long a pass.
Good catch there by Johnson. A lot of these kids going on to play college lacrosse, Tony. Kingsway has had some players go. Clayton Frank last year with a player from Columbia River High School going on. Marist College. We'll see in this D1 Division Championship, a lot of kids going on to play big-time lacrosse. Did you get a chance to catch many of the college playoff games, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Fabulous playoff season again.
So much fun. Exciting finishes. Incredible athletes. Time's coming down here. And there it is, another save. Boy, they closed the door on Seattle Academy. You always talk about we got to win the quarters. Kingsway won that quarter.
Right, you think about it, that goal late in the first half, that timeout by the coach, they set up a nice play, set up a nice assisted goal on that. You carry that momentum into halftime, and instead of looking at each other going, we're down 3-0, we can't score, all of a sudden it's a one-goal game. You know, we're starting over again. We're going to do fine. Good message. Win the third quarter. They won the third quarter. Now the message is control the ball in the fourth quarter. If I'm those coaches down there, I'm hammering my long poles and my goalie. Hey, carry the ball. Let them take it away from me. Let's just not throw it away every time.
5-3, 2 goals is not much. Fourth quarter coming up with our D2 championship game. Stay with us as you see now head coach Josh Peck talking to his team. They feel good. They are pumped up down there. Sass looking for some energy, looking for some mojo. Comes down to this. These kids started way back before February, really, but they have been playing for this 30th of May Seattle Memorial Stadium downtown, just a few little throws away from the Space Needle here on a beautiful sunny 70-degree day in downtown Seattle. Fourth quarter all comes down to this.
Here we go in the fourth quarter. Brian Fremont on the face-off to get this game started.
You ride the horses sometimes who got you here, Tony Olney, and for Seattle Academy, the Cardinals, they got to jump on Parker Wu, David Funes, Haddock. But it's hard to get a sense of who's hot for them.
That's a big face-off win on the violation there, and look for Kingsway to. They'll have it below 10 minutes before they take their first shot.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's like a good barbecue, slow cooking.
It is. So this puts a little pressure on the officials. When is the point when Kingsway is really stalling? I'd say in a couple different times they took a long time to get into their offense, and the officials have got to be willing to throw the stall on them every once in a while to keep this game moving.
Nathan Swift with the ball, a good swim move to get clear. Now out Ramirez, tries to find Johnson, ball down. Seattle Academy comes up with it, no call. Back to McCall, the goalkeeper. Now can they clear it and hang on? They must have been listening to you. The long pole carries it its way, and there's a score! Quickly to open this fourth quarter, number 30, Aiden Lowry. 20 points on the season.
Well, that's a big one. That's a big one right there. Get you right back. And it really started with McCall. And McCall's so ginger out there. And he was able to make that clearing pass to Brickman. And Brickman did his job, got the assist on that goal.
I wanted to absolutely give huge props to Brinkman. Did exactly what you coached him to do out of the quarter break. Ran it down, a great dart. Lowry did the rest. Who's going to get it? Seattle Academy now, one goal, finds an open player. Save by Littlefield. Johnson wants that one back. I like that though, Tony. They just hit him. Let's hit him right again. Let's get back in our rhythm. Let's dictate the play here.
Yeah, and that Seattle Academy wants to get up and down the field, and they got the talent to do it. And Kingsway is just going to try to grind them back down again.
10:49 on the big clock here at the stadium left to go in this Washington State Boys High School D2 championship game. Scott Oshman with Tony Olney here. Glad you're with us. Again, we'll have a player of the game, so stay tuned. Have an interview with the players. And get you the happy totals for it's a toss-up. We don't know. Is it going to be the kids from Vancouver, Washington? Or the boys who had a short commute to the stadium today, Seattle Academy. Brian Prigmore finally getting into the scoring column. There's a good dish, but a nice save by McCall, and it's in the house. That was huge.
That's an outstanding save, and he's in a lot of pain. And here we go, Brickman again. Oh, mishandle.
He should be okay. Brickman, great defenseman. Gets it now, Lowry.
I've been impressed with Lowry's game. He's been riding really well, got a couple goals. He may be the difference.
Cargus, 24, now back over. Now Lowry had the last goal. Get behind the cage. Can he make a move? Oh, tries. Thought he had a turnaround, but he finds it again. Charlie Phelps got lucky. Haddock had one in the first. Trying to get an angle. The slide comes. There's a frenetic pace here to Seattle Academy. Top of the, right off the pole. Oh, Cargus.
Yeah, the second time Seattle Academy's hit that pipe. They can start wearing on your mentality.
Prigmore now for the Knights from Kingsway in the white. 8:52 left. 1 goal lead. Johnson now. Mikey Johnson has it, and head coach Josh Peck wants the timeout to talk about it. Make sure there are no mistakes. They understand time, situation, all those things.
Yeah, that's a good timeout right there. What you see is I think Kingsway's trying to sit on a 1 and a 2 goal lead. You can't sit on it. You got to play your offense. I'm sure coach is going to talk about that. Let's keep working our offense. And what has worked is attacking from the side. They got to get back to attacking from the side. Prigmore, get Lowry from behind, attacking on the sides. Get Ramirez back involved. He's been pretty much shut down in this last 5-10 minutes. And you feel that if they can get a 2-goal cushion, they're going to feel pretty good about themselves.
Andrew McCall, the injured goalie for Seattle Academy. Again, this kid, with one leg, he's probably better than most. 59% save rate during the season. In the playoffs, he was beyond his own. 75% save rate in 2 games. Had 13 saves in 2 games, one against Bainbridge, both wins, and the other against Blanchette. I'd take him with one leg.
Yeah, and you just can't take him out. You're talking, about a young man who's a junior and got a championship ring, and like I said, Scott, playing on one leg. I'll take him on one leg. So as Kingsway, when I'm looking at an injured goalie, what am I going to do?
I want to move him.
I want to get him to move. That's going from side to side, moving that ball across the face of the cage, or from behind, make him move.
Also, everybody else has to be aware of the rebounds. They got to get those loose ground balls. As they have an advantage, he's not going to come out. Make sure you're sealing. They take a quick shot. Prigmore tries a bouncer, but it bounced too much. Knights will keep possession. The stick of Nathan Swift. 13 goals, 7 assists. Couple goals in the playoffs for Nathan. Take it out top. Sam Brinkman for Seattle Academy had a tremendous game here. See if they try and test him. Back out. Quiet crowd. It feels nervous to me. 7:43 left. That's wide, and they'll stay with the Knights.
It's been such a disjointed game. It's been tough for the crowd to get into it. Again, Kingsway's lulled the crowd asleep, too.
Nobody complaining when the sun is shining in Seattle, though. Ramirez again! Throw the hats down. A hat trick for Evan Ramirez. Came in hot from the playoffs. 3 goals, 1 assist. But that's a huge strike.
And that's this good classic old school lacrosse. You got Nathan Swift just working from behind. He seems pretty adept at both his left and right hand feeding, and you just got Ramirez just standing there and just drifting, just getting his stick open, and he looks like he's a strong enough shooter. That's all he needs. He needs to get his hands free to put that ball home.
You'll see one of the best behind the cage, Hank Beskey, up here in our Division I game. The guy is a giver, and here we go.
Huge win for Prigmore. Huge face-off win.
Josh Emmy comes off, does his job. Substitutions. Evan Ramirez, the senior, coming up huge.
Yeah, Seattle Academy is just going to be running out of possessions. The way Kingsway plays, they're going to run out of possessions here.
6:30 left to go in this championship D2 game. We'll have a player of the game. We'll put that one responsibility on the one and only Tony Olney. Coordinated, of course, with U.S. Lacrosse chapter. Back behind the cage. Patience. When do you start coming out and attacking if you're Seattle Academy?
Well, and I think that's what Kingsway wants you to do. The way they play this, really spread out 1-4-1. I mean, it's incredible how spread out they are. We're talking 20, 25-yard passes.
But that creates those lanes. There's a shot. Follow through there too much for Swift, but they come up again. And the torture, a little pick there. Now Bryan comes around. Prigmore got one today as he just hangs out.
Yeah, as the officiating crew now, you got to slap him with the stall right now.
Brinkman on him. Now let's see if that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, it was an illegal screen in there. Illegal offside screen.
More whistles as the substitutions. So 5:30 left.
So stating the obvious, this is a big possession right here because you don't come up with a goal, Kingsway's going to take another couple minutes off the clock.
Parker Wu, the steady hands for the junior. Parker not able to connect today. He has 24 points, 15 goals coming in on the season.
Yeah, Kingsway's done a nice job of bottling him up. Both, even though he's winning the face-off, he's not winning them clean.
Parker now getting hammered over there. No call. Gets to his knees, and there's Emmy up with the ball. Josh Emmy.
Yeah, and the officials have let that play go the whole time. They've let that one go, and that's part of championship lacrosse.
Frustrated Wu. Oh, ball down! The Cardinals. A little breath. Take advantage now. What's the call, Tony? They almost basically boxed him out.
Yeah, they called interference on that, but that was a good job working with your goaltender. Now, carry the ball.
Opportunity to ride here for the Cardinals.
Wow, that's their first clean clear all game.
It is.
What a time to come up with it.
Justin Waller's the long pole, number 8, doing his job. A safe delivery into the box. 4:30 left to go in this championship game with a 2-goal lead. Now the pressure from the defense begins.
If this ball goes behind, you got to put him in a stall. That's all they're doing right now. If this ball goes behind the cage, you got to immediately slap the stall on.
Now he enters. Boy, they're just not attacking. It's from a defensive as far as cutting off the adjacent player trying to get in front of it.
If I'm the Seattle Academy bench, I'm screaming for a stall right now.
And I'm screaming, get after it.
Big mistake by Swift. He stepped in the crease.
Did he?
Big mistake.
Oh, Schoenfeld, the junior. The Seattle Academy chance here. 2 goals in 3:46. Is it possible? Absolutely. Quiet crowd here. Schoenfeld gets it in. McCall, the injured goalie, went down in the first quarter.
Yeah, Kingsway just conceded that clear just to get their guys back on defense.
Now, Scott Pattison wants to talk about it.
Seattle Academy calls timeout with 3 minutes to go in the game.
3 minutes, our official timer on the field. 3 minutes to go. Tony, you coached a long time. You played a long time. What are you drawing up on the whiteboard right now?
Well, the first thing is Seattle Academy's got to get their first goal. And you're fine. You got a face-off guy in Parker Wood who's winning the face-offs. You really got a good 2 minutes, 15 seconds of peppering the Kingsway goal before you got to get your first one. After that, then you just leave it up to Parker Wu and your offense to try to get that tying goal.
Who are you thinking right now, player of the game?
Well, you know, I'm pretty impressed with Nathan Swift and how he's controlled things from behind, and then Evan Ramirez. They're a good little tandem, and like I said, that's kind of old school across there. Behind the goal feeder, a nice crease guy. I'd imagine in the 40, Ramirez isn't going to beat anybody.
No.
But I tell you what, in tight, getting hammered by 2 or 3 poles, you know, you want him in there to take those shots.
We see the huddle break for Seattle Academy. Tony only having to make a decision of the player of the game. Stay with us. Right after the conclusion here, we'll have those players up. But Seattle Academy, sass on their back. Seattle Academy Arts and Sciences, can they come up? Put the rally caps on. They had a 2-0 lead in the first. We're cruising. Then at the second quarter, all of a sudden, life came to the Knights from Kingsway Christian. They tied it up in the third, 3-3, then took the lead. There's a shot, Riley! It's good! Riley Johnson with his second today, and none bigger with 2:30 on the clock.
And that's a big-time goal, and you want the ball in your big-time players. Riley Johnson, instrumental in Nathan Hale's championship victory last year. You get it in his stick. It was a hard power dodge, right-handed shot in the corner. Now you got him right where you want him. You got Parker Wu setting up for the face-off versus Prigmore. This could be the game right here. I'm thinking if Kingsway gets it, they got a good chance of running the game out. If Seattle Academy comes up with it, I could see us easily going into overtime right now.
Riley Johnson, only 7 goals this season, but it doesn't matter today.
And Johnson had his jaw broken in the first game of the season, so he's really only played less than half a season.
Parker Wu, pinch and pop, yes. He gets it from his backside, tries to get it off to Haddock. What's the call?
They called a hold, so and Wu's arguing his case. They said he held his stick. Didn't have the ball, and he held his stick on the turf. Ooh, that's a huge call.
Big.
Huge call in
Parker,
that situation.
One of the best face-off players in the state. He had it.
He did. He pinched and popped. That was a good call. Now what you got here in just a few seconds is you are going to be in an automatic stall with the lead at the end of the game, and it's going to force Kingsway to come inside that attacking goal area.
We had a 1-goal last-second win last year for Nathan Hale, their first championship. Are we going to see a repeat?
Yeah, you're going to get it right there. It's going to be get it in and out, keep it in.
Ramirez gets it back. Now over to Swift. Now
that's
the
where
defense.
You wonder what's he doing. Oh, coach, you got to coach your kids. He had to keep it in there.
And that's a huge turnover.
It's a horrible mistake on the coaching staff not to be able to coach him that. I don't know where he was running to, but that's not where you wanted to run to in that situation.
Mikey Johnson for the Knights run out. And all of a sudden the Knights
that was
get
a
right
pass.
back.
Oh, they're falling apart. Kingsway's had 2 opportunities to kill this game. They're falling apart. They just have to hold on to the ball.
Minute 30 on the clock, fourth quarter. The hobbling McCall trying to find somebody to get it. Can they clear it?
Where's Johnson? I get him the ball.
They'll get it back. Phelps doubled. There's Johnson. Brought him to within 1. Parker Wu now with the rock. Gives it back. Haddock. There's a shot just wide.
We had a great angle on that. That was 3 inches from a tie ball game right there.
Littlefield's foot's big, not big enough if that one would have scut through. There's another shot. Retain possession, Seattle Academy.
Got plenty of time.
1 to tie. Emmy on him. Parker.
Oh, and
another call.
There's a violation. I don't know if it was a crease violation or a ward there, but they called it on Seattle Academy.
Penalties killing. We didn't have many in the entire game in this last 3 or 4 minutes, Tony.
Yep. Oh, that's tough.
Broken up. Cardinals with a chance. Finding the cutter. Shot there! Riley Johnson!
That right there is a microcosm of the game. When you saw Kingsway continually throwing those long passes. And they're just in a dangerous spot. You got a long pole with 3 Seattle Academy guys on them taking a long bounce pass, a recipe for disaster. And then this is what Seattle Academy wants to do. They want to score in transition. They had it set up. You saw that coming.
A tie ball game with seconds left. Parker Wu Another hold call on Parker Wu and Seattle or Kingsway Knights. Josh Peck, we got to talk about it. They take a good timeout there.
We have
15 seconds left in this one, tied up. Looks like we could be going to OT.
Yeah, plenty of time. So, coach is going to tell you right now, Prigmore's going to get the ball at the X. You're going to have Lowry behind. You're going to have Ramirez on the side of the cage. Prigmore's going to make his dodge, look to him either dump to Lowry coming around the left-hand side of the cage or Ramirez on the right-hand side, just standing there catch and shoot.
And if you're Seattle Academy, what are they talking? What's Patterson telling them?
Brickman's done a great job. You know, you might want to say we're not going to slide. Okay, let's get the long shot from Prigmore. McCall's going to be able to see that shot. Let's just stay tight on Ramirez, stay tight on Swift, and let's just see what happens.
Not a high-scoring game, but had some moments of a chess match, and all of a sudden it tightens up.
It finally got exciting.
The officials there, and you're seeing the Seattle Academy, the Cardinals. First-year program. First-year coach Scott Patterson. This is what you play for. This is what you practice. We'll see what happens. Tony will guide us through overtime and how that works here in Washington State High School boys lacrosse.
So it's interesting. Academy's going to start with the ball. Very interesting. They're going to make him make some decisions here. Interesting play.
The Knights, number 19, he's got one goal today. Gets it over to Prigmore. Right side, Brinkman, step-by-step turns, dishes, tried to get to Johnson, off his stick.
That was the play, it was set up.
Absolute mind reader. And that's the game, regulation game. We're tied 6-6. Do not go anywhere. Keep that browser right where it is.
So sudden death's real simple in lacrosse. You play a 4-minute sudden death quarter, and it is sudden death. First goal wins. Game's over. Both teams have one timeout. It's not unusual to see the winner of the face-off, the coaching staff allow them to run through their offense one time, and then they'll take a timeout, set something up. It may be appropriate the way this game's gone that we are in overtime.
Yeah. As McCall hobbles off, again, that right leg heavily bandaged, as you saw him at the bottom of your screen there. The captain's out in the middle of the field getting instructions. Boy, Riley Johnson, you know, you had to give our sports information director, who does a tremendous job putting it together, Mike McQuaid for the U.S. Washington State U.S. Lacrosse chapter. You had to give him your player of the game. You might change your mind.
Oh, it's if we can get a message down to Mike, it's up for grabs now, because now we're looking at, the bottom line, whoever wins, I'm looking at Riley Johnson and Aiden Lowry for Seattle Academy, and I'm still looking at Swift and Ramirez for Kingsway. Even though Littlefield played an outstanding game, it was the Kingsway offense that finally came alive that got things going, got us to this point. Littlefield's been bailed out by a couple pipe shots.
Riley Johnson, again, you mentioned, was hurt early in the year, didn't get a chance to play every single game. Holy mackerel, that was at least a 15, 20-yarder from the left side, had nothing but just fuel behind it.
And Riley Johnson, he came out of that Northeast Seattle program, back in the days of Colin Hunter, Coach Randy Wu down there. He helped coach that middle school team, and these guys have played a lot of lacrosse, and you can see Johnson, I want him with the ball. If we win this face-off, I want to get him with the ball, and we'll clear out and let him go, see what happens.
Crowd trying to get behind their team. Kind of a new feature as far as teams go. The brand new Seattle Academy Cardinals in the black, the red letters, the Kingsway Knights from the Vancouver, Washington area.
The sun's going to start making a play in this game right now. It's getting a little lower, and it's in McCall's face right now.
McCall trying to shake that injury off. Big face off, and it goes to Wu. Wu tries for one high.
That could have been quick.
Parker Wu wanted to get it done. A warm day for these Seattle kids. Last week has been warm, though, these playoff games. Conditioning should not be an issue.
All right, there's Riley Johnson at the top. Clear it out. Let's see what he can do.
Johnson.
Hunter Kofer's got his hands full.
Kofer takes the left side. Looking for a lane. Gets it back behind. Now on the right side, step down. Good save by Littlefield, but Seattle Academy with the ball again. Now Parker Wu. Looking for the crease. Back out to Johnson. Will swing it around. Haddock has one goal.
I like it the coaches aren't taking a timeout. Let the kids figure this out themselves.
4-minute sudden death.
Johnson's got a shorty on him.
Right. Pringmore gets picked off. Goes back behind. Phelps. Wu. They'll start over. Tommy Haddock. Shoots and scores! Tommy Haddock mauled the defender and pulled the trigger. And your 2014 Division II Boys High School Washington Lacrosse champions, the brand new Seattle Academy Cardinals.
Wow, and that's overtime for you right there. Not a hard shot, but any shot on goal is a good shot on goal in overtime. And there you go. Beat him low on the bounce to the far pipe. Tommy Haddock, one of those kids that came out of the program at University Prep, won it last year, wins it for Seattle Academy this year. And boy, there's a lot of kids from Seattle Academy that have been here 3 times. It's nice to see them come away with the win.
You see the celebration. The students rush the field, the parents, the families, the community for the SAS team, Seattle Academy of Arts and Sciences, and a dejected, disappointed Kingsway Knights. They made it a heck of a game. They were down 2-0 in the first. They fight their way back, get a 2-goal lead coming into the fourth quarter. And then there was Riley Johnson. Boom, hits one from downtown on the left side to make it a 1-goal game. And then they even it up. Even Evan Ramirez ends this game for Kingsway Knights with 3 goals. Brian Prigmore, again, the junior, he's got one more crack next year. Evan Ramirez, the senior, with 1 goal. Mikey Johnson with 1. Nick and Canny with 1 for Kingsway Knights. But a unbelievable game as Seattle Academy wins this one 7-6. As we try and get the player of the game, and it has to be Tommy Haddock. And there you go with Aiden Lowry. Interesting, good choice. I love it. Tommy Haddock got the ball rolling here for the Cardinals in the first quarter, struck. Then the Knights' slow, methodical offense start coming back. And all of a sudden, they came back. We're efforting to get to get those players of the game. Tony Olney going to go down and do the duties. What a unbelievable, again, 2 years in a row, a killer, just down to the wire Division II championship as we see the 2 players coming over for Seattle Academy, Tommy Haddock and Aiden Lowry. We'll go down here to Tony Olney here in just a second. Back up. Academy wins it in overtime, 7-6. There's Tony Olney.
Academy, 2 stars of the games, Aiden Lowry, Tommy Haddock. Tommy, first of all, you had the winning goal. I set up in the booth. Any shot in overtime is a good shot. Tell us about it.
I don't know. I really wanted to focus on taking a good shot. I didn't want to. We really needed to focus on just maintaining possession and taking the best shot possible. But I saw it and I just took it.
Yeah, outstanding. And Aiden, I tell you, I was looking at you early in the game. You were riding like crazy. And that's something all the time. Sometimes as an attackman, you're not getting goals to fall, but you start riding. Then you get a couple goals to fall, you get an assist. You really control things down in your end. Tell me about how Kingsway's defense frustrated you guys in the beginning, but you found a way to score and come back for the victory.
They were getting on our hands and playing out a lot in the beginning. But, we're used to that. We just stay spread, pass the ball, dodged it, passed it, dodged it again. And we got past them and scored.
Last question before you celebrate with your teammates. University Prep, Seattle Academy. There are rivalries in every sport except for lacrosse. Tell us how it feels to win this one for Seattle Academy and you guys that have been through so much in the changing of the teams.
Well, even though our schools are rivals, a lot of these guys have known each other for a really long time. And to us, it just feels like we're just brothers out on the field.
Excellent. Congratulations, guys. Go celebrate with your team.
Great job, great comments there from our players of the game, Tommy Haddock and Aiden Lowry. Great job as always by Tony Only, but don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap this one up. Your 2014 Division II Boys High School Lacrosse champions, Seattle Academy Cardinals, with a 7-6 overtime win over Kingsway Knights. Stay with us. We'll be there at about 5:45 Pacific Standard Time. We'll get set for our Division I matchup, Bellevue and Issaquah. We'll see you in about a half hour.